or not. J-Mac, if I said the Patriots will be the top seed in the AFC, believe it or not.
Jeff, which team did you say is good all of a sudden again? Believe it! I'm rolling with the Patriots. If you are an NFL fan, get used to it. Go to Foxborough. It's in the AFC. We're going to be winning it. Hey, you got so many. There's Bar Louie up there, six string. There's a Renaissance. Go to Patriots Place. Have a great time throughout the entire playoffs. AFC runs through Foxborough.
You have no shame. No shame.
Neek, right now the Bears are the top spot in the NFC. So if I said they're going to wind up the 1 seed, believe it or not.
Well, I'm not. Don't make reservations in Chicago. I don't know these places.
Gibson's, Hugo's, keep going.
Yeah, you don't
have
need
a Bar Louie.
Yeah, you don't need to have a hot dog from up there or whatever.
Wiener Circle, they're free today. Go ahead.
This team has been really successful so far, but I think the coach himself will point out that they have some limitations in the passing game. The defense has been living on turnovers. They have a 17 plus 17 turnover differential. That'll balance out the rest of the way. I think they'll lose a couple. They're definitely getting the playoffs.
And then, Jeff, let's get to our favorite. The Cowboys will make the playoffs, believe it or not.
Believe it! Whoa! I gave them a 0% chance. Zero. And since the trade that this team is on, they're the scariest team in the NFL right now. And the crazy, and listen, this goes to Dan Graziano, as he's affectionately called. He always tells us that this division, it is not, since 21 years, the same team is not going to win it again. He kept saying, he put some kind of voodoo witchcraft on this thing, and he texts us during the game, y'all, just little eyes. That's all he sends us, and we know things are going to spiral from there.
That group chat, like, don't the Bears look good? Like the Bears are really playing well.
The Tuesday show has a group chat.
You gotta have a jacket.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm pretend I didn't mention that. Let me show you what's going on. Cowboys play at Detroit on Thursday night, okay? Our analytics say if the Cowboys win that game, their chances of making the playoffs double. If they lose, they fall back down to 8%. They're basically cooked. It's a playoff game for Dallas on Thursday night. If they're going to be a wild card, they need to win out for sure. That's going to be very challenging to get in as a wild card because they're sitting with 3 fewer wins than the Niners, who are currently in the 7th spot. But in the NFC East, if the Cowboys keep on winning and the Eagles start to fall a little bit, that could be the path. And so we start looking ahead to Thursday night's game, which again is a monster one. And let's start with the injury piece of this. Amon-Ra St. Brown, that's a team that's already without its tight end Sam Laporta. Are they going to be without Amon-Ra St. Brown?
He did not practice yesterday. He's got a sprained ankle that he suffered in last Thursday's game. So while it is a full week, it's still a tight turnaround 1 week to the next to try and get back for it. Look, everything you hear on this guy is toughness. You know, he's played through stuff. Like, don't rule him out. But if he doesn't practice again today, it starts to look a little bleak. And they put another cornerback on IR, Terrion Arnold, yesterday. So, yeah, they're falling apart.
I watched what Jordan Love did to that defense on Thursday.
Yes.
And I'm thinking to myself, Pickens and Lamb in a game where you know weather isn't going to be a factor. You know, there's guaranteed to be no wind, guaranteed to be no precipitation.
And
Cowboys could be very tough to see.
I think this is a good matchup for the Cowboys, especially at this time. The offensive line for the Lions isn't the same as it was before, and this defensive line for the Cowboys is playing incredibly well. You put on top of those receivers that Dak doesn't seem to be making very many mistakes right now. And, you attack down the field to guys like, Pickens. That man is incredible. Every time you get the ball to him, he's outstanding.
Well, I got 2 corners sitting here, so let's just have a momentary serious conversation if we can. You got George Pickens on one side, you got C.D. Lamb on the other. What are you going to do?
And it's tough because you just mentioned Terrion Arnold going to IR. The Lions play man. Like, that's what they pride themselves on, being able to get up in your face and win. We watched the Chiefs do that this past Thursday. They got up in the face. They put McDuffie on Lamb. They had Watson out there. You just can't do it. You can't go out there and
to answer your question, Greeny, blitz. Like, all-out blitz. You got to go, and then you have a situation where if you miss the tackle when they force the quick pass, then you're in a tough situation. But I'd feel much more comfortable knowing that you're going to get pressure on the quarterback than saying, like, hey, play man up with Pickens all game. No thanks.
Let me say this, too, because we talking about, like, what makes the Cowboys so different is their run defense. I think the part that we talked about that's always kind of been their Achilles heel, like the last 3 or 4 years, since the Williams and the Logan and Overshown is back, the difference of them inside, it literally forces you to either try to run outside or throw the football, and they're playing into what their strength is right now. I can tell you this: I would have never believed a turnaround this significant could occur this fast. And what Eberflus and they have done in Cowboy land on the defensive side of the ball makes for tough sledding for what the Detroit Lions want to do.
It's an influx of improved personnel, not just the trade deadline acquisitions, but also the guys that got healthier. You mentioned Overshown, the rookie corner, Revel, he's played well. Trevon Diggs, I think, is coming back either this week or next. So they're getting healthier on that side of the ball. The offense has been elite all year. The vibes around that team are good. Brian Schottenheimer has done an outstanding job of setting the right tone in that building, keeping them all together.
Yeah.
They are emboldened by the knowledge that the Eagles cannot possibly win the division because they won it last year. So I mean, if they win this game Thursday, my goodness, it's all systems go.
Give me a few betting thoughts on this one, Mr. Fortenbaugh.
Point spread was Detroit -5 at the open. It was nothing but Dallas money knocking it all the way down to 3. And we're talking 3 on the road. That's basically your home field edge. Big edge for Dallas here. If you're going to have to play on the road on a Thursday, they get a full week to get ready. They don't have to turn around in 4 days' time. It's a big spot for them.
How about Dak for MVP? That's another thing that I've heard people suggesting, that with the way this team has rebounded here in the second half of the season, the way they're playing defense, the way they have gone through this unimaginable tragedy, and the way that Brian Schottenheimer has navigated through it, that all of a sudden his name is coming up a little bit in some Coach of the Year conversation, and Dak's name is coming up in the MVP conversation.
May is your favorite, Stafford second, and then there's a drop-off to Prescott, who's sitting around 15-1. The key for Prescott, and when we're handicapping this award, it's not just about the wins and the stats, it's about the voters. You got to get inside the mind of the voters. A lot of times they don't want to give you the third straight MVP, like with Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid. You got to factor this stuff in. Prescott's going to play primetime standalone game right here on a Thursday. He's got 2 other primetime games coming up. One doesn't look like a primetime, but that Commanders game is a standalone on Christmas. That's 3 games where the entire world is staring at just them. Drake May's out of primetime games. You won't see him stand alone at all. Stafford's got 2. The key is, in a few weeks, if Stafford and the Rams go to Seattle and win on a Thursday night in front of everyone, I think that's where Stafford locks up the award. But Prescott's got a chance.
I mean, Dak is playing that level of ball.
Sure.
And here's how I can tell. Because Jeff, there is a group chat that precedes you. It predates your arrival. The show used to just be the 4 of us. Anyway, Jeff is going nuts. I'm sitting there. We were having our post-show call yesterday. I said, I can tell you all right now, Jeff Saturday is all in on the Cowboys.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Again, they're offensive. They have a very good and efficient run game. Williams is doing a great job. And I think it's under discussed about what Dak gets them in the right play.
Yeah.
Like he sees the game exceptionally well right now, and it's like where that cross comes, right? And he understands when to push the ball down the field, when to give to Pickens, when to Lamb, when to Ferguson, like the flow of the game. So when you talk about like an MVP and I watch him, it's not just floating numbers. He held the team together, man. Like he was playing great offense even when their team was really struggling. He's done a magnificent
It
job.
doesn't even take into account like the preseason. There was no team that we talked worse about than the Cowboys. Coming in like this season is going to be a disaster. They traded their best player away. No one is paying attention to the Cowboys. And then they go and lose a bunch of games and suddenly turn it around after the trade deadline.
I think quickly, Jeff, to your point, I'm sitting at my brother's house on Thanksgiving. We're watching this game. Played with Brady for 10 years. He goes, Dak reminds me of the way Brady played, where he's getting them in and out of the best play. They're bringing blitz. He's getting the ball out quick. He's doing all the little things that enables your team to win.
I can't think of any higher praise. Final words.
Say, like, this, Dan Campbell's loving this.
Yeah.
Like Detroit could definitely beat them on Thursday. There's still that.
Of course they could, but you know what? They better get to the line of scrimmage and run a play a little faster than they did in that game. There were a lot of stuff. I love Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell's putting all this in the bank.
Let's have this conversation about that a little bit later. But right now it is time for something brand new for us. It is called King of the Court. It is a weekly NBA contest